Cruise Combat is a proud sponsor of the Combat Jiu-Jitsu 2020 Lightweight World Championships. Our custom high-end performance apparel is worn by combat athletes around the world. With performance pieces designed to last a lifetime, our graphics never fade, crack, or peel. Cruise Combat apparel isn't just made for the mat. Our lifestyle line features dozens of unique designs printed on the softest, most durable fabric out there. And we do custom designs, any quantity, big or small. Order your Cruise Combat gear today.
Zach Meslani now making his way to the stage. Meslani in the black and white. Expect fireworks, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
It's Zach from 10th Planet Bethlehem.
10th Planet Bethlehem.
Veritable dream team of killers.
Him and JM
Yes, sir.
holding down the fort at 10th Planet Bethlehem.
Great technique. He's
a beast. He's a savage.
Excellent coaches, I have to say. Great guys, JM and Zach.
That's a beautiful.
Great guys, JM and Zach.
Veritable dream team of killers.
He's a beast. He's a savage.
Zach from 10th Planet Bethlehem.
10th Planet Bethlehem. That's 10th Planet Bethlehem. It's a
great technique. It's
10th Planet Bethlehem.
This is a test of the emergency broadcast system. Beep. I hope you're hearing that in your ear hole, because it's Big Uncle Zach over here. The excellence of execution, the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Bret the Hitman Hart said that best, but now it just pertains to me. I'm just kidding. But check out my Bret Hart shades. I've been rocking those because we just got a whole bunch of Bret Hart stuff. And we got some rash guards. We got some shorts, playing the pink and black. Remember Jim the Anvil Neidhart, how crazy that son of a bitch was? He was just like, with the long beard. That guy was the man. And then there was the British Bulldog. And then there was Jimmy Hart, no relation. But that's kind of more what I am now. Grace is more like the excellence of execution and the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. I'm more of like the Jimmy Hart character where I just bring a megaphone and just scream my head off. Grace is the best. Everybody kiss my ass. So yeah, welcome to Zach's Corner. We're back, episode whatever it is, from my office, which is really cool. I can't believe that I have an office and the Bret Hart shades are fogging up. So I'm going to take these bad boys off real quick. Yeah, man, I still can't believe I have a freaking office, let alone we're running a podcast out of here. So shout out to Mike. You guys know Never Again Studios. We're rocking out here. I'm teaching. I got a kids class that I teach, advanced kids class at 5. There's my beginner kids class is going on actually right now. Sid's teaching it. So it's really come full circle. Have a wife and son at home, so I'm a family man, which is dope. And I'm just out here slanging chokes, man. I just started up a Patreon, so if anybody's interested in getting some unreleased, I'm going to put all the unreleased, because we have so much unreleased shit that like I don't put on Instagram or we just have chilling, that I'm going to start putting on Patreon. So check that out. I don't even know how you look up my Patreon. I think the link is in my bio in my on my Instagram right now. So if you hear this, but eventually I'll have my link tree set up. So I put up, I did a whole seminar at Bronx Jiu-Jitsu. Shout out to Junior up there and Mike DeVillo who came out, and Alex Eklund, Master Skya. Shout out to all those guys. Legends MMA for coming down, and all the students from Bronx for coming down just wanting to learn stuff. I was going over leg locks, rubber guard. There's a lot of stuff that I'll teach at a seminar that I don't generally teach. It's not on Finishers TV. It's not on any of my BJJ Fanatics DVDs. It's on my own personal thing. So, I give a whole seminar away for free, but if you go on, it's pretty cool. So have you seen the Patreon, Mike? Have you checked that out at all?
I saw you post it.
No, but just in general, Patreon.
Like
have you seen
format?
Yeah.
Used it before.
It's pretty cool. So like I could do it's $10 a month if you want to do the unreleased footage thing where I'll be posting up seminars, moves, and all this stuff. Or you could do another one. Now this is a shot in the dark. It sounds like a lot of money, but it's $40 a month. Okay. But there are a lot of freaks out there who buy our gear, all the gear that we have. So what I'm going to start doing is releasing special gear that only you can get through the Patreon. So like once people start seeing like, yo, how do I get that shirt? You got to belong to the Patreon. So, and if you do the $10 a month one, after like 3 months, you get a mug. After 6 months, you get a print or a sticker or whatever. And then after like a year, you get like a I think you get a poster or something like that, or a t-shirt. Like I said, I'm going to do rash once a month. I'm going to have a new, either it's going to be a t-shirt and a hat, a rash guard. You're going to get something new, finishers, 10 Planet Bethlehem related every month if you do that $40 one. So that's super exclusive. I think what I might actually do too, once we get some more time here and we start really honing this in, I buy all my own stuff, is I'll probably do like a podcast where I do the full podcast that goes on YouTube, but then there'll be an extra section that'll go on my Patreon where I break down moves or fights or whatever. So really, guys, like I really appreciate everybody always buying my BJJ Fanatics DVDs. That helps us out more than it helps me out too a lot. I mean, I'm just trying to acquire a wealth, if you will, capitalism style over here because, and I'm not, believe me, I'm not a rich man by any means, but I want to own a house one day again, and I'd like to have some nice things. So like I'm really hustling, and I feel like the thing that makes me feel okay with doing this type of hustling is I'm not ripping anybody off. Like I'm giving away good content, and it takes me a long time to come up with this stuff. Like this morning, I was up early and I was just watching I was just watching matches. I was just going over matches, getting ready for Grace's Who's Number One match coming up. So that's pretty crazy. I was just watching all the girls, all the girls that are in the division. So I'm fully expecting Grace to have to go through hell to win this whole thing. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter who you face. All the girls are going to be good. But it'd be nice to one day get like a, there's nobody in there that's really a layup, but there are some matches that are more favorable than others. So, we'll see. But I'm expecting Grace to have to go through Danielle Kelly or Tubby Aliquin, and then hopefully we get that semifinal match against Jessica. I know everybody's waiting to see that one. And then final match either against maybe Tammy Musamechi or I don't know if that's how you say her last name. And Maisa Bastos, one of those. I mean, dude, either way, though, I mean, to whoever wins that thing, I mean, someone's got to win, someone has to win. So it's going to be nuts. I just can't wait to see it all. I can't wait to be a part of it. I just found out I have to go out to Austin but I'm going out to Austin the Wednesday before, and I'm going to be going Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I come home Monday. It's a really long time. It's the longest I'll be away. I don't want to be away from my son that long, but at this point, like this is like one of those once and done things where it's for $30K, it's for the whole 9, and they want to put us on big time, and it's like a sacrifice that I have to make, man. I like coming to school, obviously, but I don't want to be away from my son. I hate being away from him. So, I want to be there as much as possible. But I mean, this trip, everybody's sacrificing. My wife's going to have to do a lot. The dog's going to have to go to my mom's. It's going to be wild. It's going to be wild going out there, though. I mean, what am I going to be doing in Austin for freaking 3 days before this thing starts? They're just going to be walking around filming us and shit like that. And it's an opportunity I just can't give up. And I have a couple other business deals. Maybe I'll even teach a seminar out there. I don't know. Like I'm always at beef with a lot of guys in certain areas. So I never know who's going to want, allow us to come through. I mean, I think we already taught a seminar at 10 Planet Austin, but maybe I'll locate some other schools and see if they want to have me or Grace or anybody come through. Maybe teach some privates or something like that. I think they have a mat at the hotel that we'll just be able to use. So that's pretty cool. But we'll be at the JW Marriott downtown Austin. That's September something or other, 25th, 26th. And the Who's Number One Championship. So if anybody out there wants to sponsor Grace, that's interested, that listens to this and just wants to throw her a small sponsorship, we'll get your logo on the rash guard. Hit me up. She's always looking for, she's not looking. I'm looking for sponsors for her, but I'm always out there looking for her. So it's hot as hell in here, so I'm going to crack this liquid death. I went into the fridge to get one, a cold one, all gone. Because I don't know I guess everybody just drank them. Thankfully, I stashed a couple in my office. I need to really get a mini fridge in here, some type of mini fridge to cool these down. But shout out to Liquid Death, too. They hooked us up. Let's talk about the Finishers Open. That was huge. That was this past weekend. Finishers Open was dope. Over 100 competitors here at the dojo. I think it was like 102 competitors. We gave away Sandman, kendo sticks, bamboo canes. No one took one to the head. I was thinking someone was going to sacrifice their own face and eat one, but nobody did that. So, we gave those away, and there was a lot of sick matches, man. Liliana Ramos, Jason Ramos's daughter, holy shit, man, she looks good. Deanna looked great. Cherryville Photography, she's killing it. JT Taylor, I know, won one. Steve Castine won one of the divisions. one of our black belts from 10P Long Island. I know the qualifier was nuts. Josh Richards looked good. Jeff Mock obviously won the whole division. And I know a lot of guys talk about like, oh man, he was stalling out the last match. Yeah, I mean, okay, so here's what I'll say about stall outs. No matter what tournament you do or what kind of grappling tournament, people are always going to play the rules, okay? And we've never played the rules ever. We've always been the squad that like doesn't play the rules. We just go out there and go for the sub. But just like what I used to say about Eddie Cummings, you know, that is like, what I'm not going to dive into his best techniques. The guy only goes for leg locks, okay? That's really the only thing he does. He's not going to do anything else. He's not going to stand. He's not going to really stand up. You know, even if he does, it's non-threatening. Like he's just going to stand up so he can sit back down again, which is really annoying. So in my mind, like I've never let anyone stall me out like that, you know, like, or just, you know, be able to stay away from me long enough. And then, you know, he did throw a rolling Kimura, almost took his back. It was crazy. But if I was that guy on my butt getting annoyed, like, well, he won't just jump in all my best shit. I don't get it. He won't just dive into my leg locks because you're being so stingy. You got to open up more. I think if the leg lock guys who just want to stay on their butt the whole time would work on the rest of their game and really, work on implementing, forcing their style. Like you never see Gary Tonin gets stalled out. You know, you never see Gordon Ryan get stalled out. You know why? Because eventually they're going to get a hold of it. You never see Grace Gundrum get stalled out. You know, and one of the reasons why is because they just keep coming after you. You never see Gio Martinez get stalled out. He's going to come after you. He's going to stand up. He's going to Imanari at you. He's going to roll at you. He's going to dive for takedowns, jumping scissor legs, flying arm bars, wrestling, takedowns, you know, guard pulls, the whole nine. But if you're just thinking that you're going to come into a submission-only match and sit on your ass and not move and just expect the guy to put pressure on you so you can elevate him and put you in a leg lock, then, you know, I think that's something that you need to look in the mirror and really try to fix your entire game. For me, and this is just me speaking, I could be wrong, I don't think just having one, you know, you got one really good home run shot, but that's really what that style is just the home run. And, that works most of the time. A lot of times the person pitches the ball right down the pike and you get a hold of it, it's gone. Other times, though, you go with the guy who's throwing some junk at you and you can't get a read on it. So you got to figure out how to get up and figure it out. That's what I tell all my guys. I don't want them to come back and tell me like, oh man, the guy stalled out. He wouldn't do anything. He wouldn't even jump into my guard. You know, well, dude, that's on you then to make the fight happen. I'm trying to get my guys to understand that they need to bring the fight to the guy, you know, like Grace versus Mayessa Bastos. Bastos wasn't just going for legs, but she was doing the same thing. She would just kept pulling away and backing up, and Grace was running her off the mat. And that's what I'd be doing. I'd make it look real bad. Everybody would know everybody in the crowd would know. Everybody would understand, like, hey, listen, I'm trying to put pressure on this guy, and the other guy's not engaging, you know? So, but anyway, shout out to Jeff Mock for winning the entire thing. He had a couple 6 subs and then won the last one by ride time. Shout out to Sid too. I mean, Sid ended up losing to Jeff. I mean, no harm on that one. Jeff's just got his black belt from us. Sid's only 16 years old. And man, I think he faced a brown belt and he put the guy in some rubber guard, invisible collar, dude. It was sick. He went just a regular old path. He was in chill dog for a while, crossed the other leg, invisible collar, and then he was putting so much pressure on the guy's neck, the guy had to put himself in an even worse position to end up catching an arm bar. And that was just like father, like son on that one, man. Like I've done shit like that. JM, obviously, killer rubber guard. Grace, murderous rubber guard. So, you know, just seeing that was sick. I'm really proud of him. He's out there teaching kids class right now. Shout out to everybody who helped us run that event, man, and everybody who keeps supporting the finishers, man. It's super huge, man. It's really awesome to be just continually running these events and just doing all this different stuff, man. It's epic. Like, I love being a part of it. So that being said, the next thing we're going to be doing is the Emerald City. We did the Emerald City qualifier won by Jeff. He's going to go on to face Kennedy Maciel, which is Cobrinha's son, which is pretty crazy. And, man, that division that Sam McCall put together for Emerald City is did act to the good ills. I can't believe all those guys are in it. I mean, you're going to see some of the best dudes in the game throwing down EBI rules. And, when the money comes out, the guys come out. So $10,000 is on the line. EBI rules tournament. You could just win 10 G's from doing jiu-jitsu. The only problem is you have to go to Atlantic City to do it. Bum, bum, bum. But no disrespect to all the guys who think Atlantic City is really nice, but to me, AC is a fucking dump, dude. I don't care what anyone says. You go down there, the place is just a hole, you know? Mike, what do you think about AC? Thoughts on Atlantic City?
Hey, the mic works.
Yeah.
Look at us. Look at us hooking stuff up. Atlantic City is a garbage dump. I remember going down there. What was I? This is so different doing these this way. I was down there for like my 21st. We went down. It's just a sketchy cesspool.
Well, listen.
And I heard it's worse since the pandemic.
Oh, yeah. It's because everything's closed and people shut down. Now, listen, if you want to get stabbed and or some type of venereal disease for not even having intercourse with anyone,
decent
just
strip
getting
clubs.
Then yeah, head down AC. You know, if you want to, you know, I mean, in those strip clubs down there, I'm sure you could probably light shit on fire if you wanted to. You know, you could do whatever you want in that place. But yeah, that's AC for you. I mean, the venue itself, the Showboat, is nice. There's nothing in there anymore. Like, I was down at the Showboat. They took all the gaming out and stuff and they must have shipped those to Vegas because nobody was going down there. So I think, and then the boardwalk too, like if you want to get like, you know, I don't want to put out misinformation here, but if you want to get you know, if you go down there, you don't have to worry about the coronavirus. You got something much worse, my friend. So speaking of that, anyways, but that's going down next weekend. I should be reffing it. For some reason, I can't be down there because I don't have someone to watch my dogs. Then everybody's going to be, you know, Renee and all the guys will be running that shit, which will be dope. Oh, yeah, speaking of this one, you saw that thing I sent you? So someone sent me a video of, and then I saved it. It was Dr. Fauci talking about masks. Did you see that one? I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't want to get demonetized. But
no, that was crazy to watch that.
Yeah, it was just a video of him saying, you know, hey, basically just going back on everything that he's ever said, which is hilarious, and changing it. And, you know, guys will be like, oh, man, the science is changing daily. I'm like, okay. I'm like, whatever you say, dude. Like, he's basically admitting in some of those interviews that he was lying to the American public on purpose, you know, because for the greater good. It's like, hey, dude, listen, like when your parents would tell you, like, we didn't tell you that for a reason. No, tell me. I want to know everything. If it's something bad, don't hide that shit from me. Tell me right away so I can just deal with it. I don't want to hear, you know, oh, we didn't tell everybody because, you know, we didn't think people could handle it. You know, fuck you, dude. Who do you tell me what I can handle and what I can't? Okay, they got to let people know. That's bullshit. So, anywho, I posted that. People wanted me to send them that video, and I couldn't send it because it's over 2 minutes long. And Instagram, or I couldn't send in a video that long. It was too big, I guess. So I put it on my YouTube, and then right after I put it on my YouTube, Mike, I was like, I don't know if this is a good idea. I might get demonetized or whatever. My YouTube's been doing good, so I didn't want to screw that up, but I did it anyways. And lo and behold, I wake up in the morning, community guidelines, strike number 2. You know, I'm almost 3 strikes. Then I wouldn't be able to go live or do whatever for a while. So I decided, wild hair up on my ass at 8 o'clock in the morning, I decided to email them and tell them, hey, listen, here's the deal. We're going to need that put back up because I don't know how that could, because they labeled it as coronavirus misinformation. How can it be misinformation? It's literally videos of Dr. Fauci saying whether he likes masks or his ideas on masks or not. So how could that be misinformation? It's literally coming from Dr. Fauci. And guess what they did? They apologized after looking at it again, and they reinstated it.
As they should have apologized.
So if you're watching this or if you're listening to this on iTunes or whatever, go on my YouTube and just click on the video, masks or no masks, so that way I get paid off that. So, which is, you know, trying to get paid off YouTube is tough. But I did get a really big check one time because, you know, Grace, all the Grace videos I have up there are the ones that people watch my shit, but nowhere near as much as they watch Grace. It's insane. So what else are we going to talk about? Oh, man, I got to bring this up. This is a tough subject, but I got to bring this up, man. Mental health is getting crazy these days. Like, you know, people want to talk about it. People don't want to talk about it. It's like one of those things where, like, you know, people want to talk about it, but yet they also don't want to bring it up. Now, here at the dojo, we got a lot of guys, I believe, that are dealing with mental health stuff. You know, not to sell anybody out, and I'm not gonna, you know, but I myself am always dealing with that stuff too, in a different way. I feel everybody kind of deals with it in a different way. And, that's one of the reasons why we can't close the gym. Okay. So, because guys need this shit, not just guys, but women too. People need an outlet of something. I see when someone's stuck at home, they can't do anything. It's a big problem, man. You're dying because you want to do something. You want to be a part of something. And that's what martial arts gives you. That's why we can't shut it down ever again. It's really important. Yeah, it's just been, it's been crazy talking to guys and just hearing people's stories. And, I want to shout out the Veterans Bushido Brotherhood on Instagram, because they're talking about, they're constantly talking about veterans possibly taking their own lives and just, the government here not taking care of them, not being able to get the proper amount of help, and people just generally being afraid to reach out to one another and say, hey, man, I'm going through a hard time right now, and I was talking about it last week. Like for me, when I grew up, like my parents were old school and they were always like, hey, man, you need to just wake up and fucking do it. Like, and that's kind of like what you got to do. That's what I'm not trying to be like a motivational speaker or anything, but that's what people always say. You got to just wake up and you got to just get after it. Like what is it? Riding around and getting it or whatever. But there are times when you're not going to be as pumped up to want to go out and do something because, shit's hard, man. Like for instance, there are days when I'm just like, man, I'm tired. I just need to rest. I need to sleep. I need to take a break. I can't do any work right now. It's too hard. And you have to do that. But there are other days when you just got to throw it down, dude. You just got to get up. And when I get going in the morning, bro, I start, if I'm on a streak, dude, I'm going. But then there are other mornings that pisses me off when I wake up and people are just, calling me a million times and like, hey, man, like what's going on with this or what's going on with that? I'm like, dude, you guys got to figure that shit out. We got to do that. I can't be getting a million calls in the morning when I'm trying to get work done too. So then I get kind of thrown off my game, and then that might be a time when I need to like relax for a couple minutes and like go and be like, okay, I need a break. I need to, and me and Mike were talking about it too. Like you like to go hiking in the morning, I like to just shut off my goddamn phone and just not answer shit. That's what I like to do, right?
Well, when I do the hike,
ooh, sorry. I just crushed the mic with the
When I go hiking, that's part of it, and riding the motorcycle. Let me just take this.
Oh yeah, riding the motorcycle, that's huge. Yo, I should turn the AC on too. I'm freaking dying over here. You think that?
I'm always sweating. I think we only have a couple, like 10 minutes left.
Oh, okay, then I'll just keep going.
Next time, what we'll do is crank it before.
Yeah. It doesn't even matter because I'm going to be sweating in like 5 minutes from now, anyways. When I go into the class,
I haven't stopped sweating since I got up.
Yeah, when dude at the dojo, it's hot, man. So you got to expect to sweat.
When I get on the bike or I go hiking, most of the time I won't have my phone on at all, especially riding the bike. That's huge because I met my buddy for wings and then went the back way, and it was like an hour and a half ride home. And like, I don't ever have an hour and a half where you're not looking at your phone.
Exactly.
Even today, it's like, I just, we had to do a bunch of stuff in the morning, and then, it's like I look at my phone and there's fucking 60 text messages, and they're all like, hey, can you do this? Can you help me with that? Can you help me with this? Can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? And then it's at some point it's like, yo, like who's doing shit for me?
I just had a dude hit me up. Well, I look at some of the messages sometimes and listen, guys, who listen to this from the school, don't take this wrong. Anybody who's a member at the school that's one of my friends and guys that I talk to all the time that are going through a hard time, I want you to reach out to me. Reach out to me, the other guys at the school, talk to Andrew, JM, whoever. Like we want to, talk to what, we want to be there for you. That's the point of the gym. But then there are a lot of people who want to just suck your energy. Like I'm sure Amy, shout out to Amy, the hybrid healer. She's my healer woman. And, I'm sure she talked to you about, Mike went and saw her and, Mike does a whole ton of stuff. One of the things he does is he's the guy I always send to people when they're like, yo, I want to get t-shirts made. Boom. I want to get sweatshirts made. Boom. So you were hooking her up with what'd she get? She got
tank tops she wanted for like promotional stuff for her business or to like give out or sell or whatever.
Nice.
So I started talking to her then, and I was like, yo, I can't move. Like my back. And what's crazy is I do have back problems, but like after everything I experienced with her it was stress.
Yeah, a lot of it is stress. Yeah. She'll tell you where like you build up the most stretch in your shoulders. Some people have it stored in like their hips. you know, and you know, imagine like I want to think about like my parents are people who just never like you know, they worked out when they were younger, but now my dad's like stiff as a board and like he can't do shit, and like I can't ever be like that. I have to keep my body moving, because when you don't use it and you get stressed and you're stressed out, you just, you know, it just builds up on you. You know what I mean? It's really tough. So like I was saying though, like there's got to be stuff, and like what Amy will say, there's people that you want to help, but you got to watch who you give your energy to, you know? Like I'll have messages piled up for a while, and I could tell people get upset. They're like, yo, I'm hitting Zach up, he's not getting back to me. But see, from your perspective, you're only thinking, hey, I sent him a message, why didn't he get back to me? That's being selfish. You know how many messages I have, dude? Like it's ridiculous. Like I have so many things. I had a guy, there's people trying to, you know, I'm trying to coordinate other people's schedules along with myself, trying to make sure I'm being the best coach for Grace, trying to be the best husband, you know. So I'm like, you know, there are a lot of times when like my son's crying, I just pick him up and I ain't looking at my phone. You know, like people might be calling me and like I'm denying, you know, that they're just not getting through. And I'm like, listen, I'm doing shit right now. You know, I'm busy. And that's one of the things that I'm working for, is eventually to be, I'm so busy now, but I'm being busy to the point where I can eventually not be busy. You know what I mean? Like everybody does. That's why I'm working on all these deals. Everybody does all these things, you know, so that way I kind of just put the right people into slots, and then eventually I can just fade away and I don't have to do much. I just show up and shake a couple hands, kiss some babies, and I get to spend time with my family. That's what I want to do, and train. But I don't want to have to be the guy who's just micromanaging and in charge of everyone, you know? And I don't know where I was going with that, but what I was going to say is, yeah, I mean, I just had a guy hit me up. Like people be like, hey man, like think about this. And they're not thinking about it from their perspective, but I just had a guy hit me up, and this is like the eighth guy like this hit me up like, yo, I really love what you guys are doing with the tournament, man. Like, is it cool if I can ask you a couple of questions? Like, you know, and you could just tell me how like you run your tournament, whether it's profitable or not. Like, dude, like I'm charging. This is exactly what I said to the guy. Like, I'm charging people for that now. If you want me to like let you know how a tournament is run, I'll say like I'll answer yes or no questions. But after that, not to be a dick, dude. And I know that we're friends, and I'm friends with a lot of guys, and I'm real cool. But I just can't give away all my secrets for nothing, man. I'm already working on stuff. Like, why am I gonna? I'm working so hard. What is in it for me? Not to be a jerk, but from my perspective, I never call people up and say that like, hey man, can you get me a line on UFC Fight Pass? Like, I don't call up Eddie Bravo and be like, hey Eddie, I really want to get finishers on UFC Fight Pass. Can you hit me up with a contact for that? Like, can you tell me how to run? Like, I didn't hit up Eddie and be like, hey, can you tell me how to run a whole EBI event, and then how do you make money off it? I didn't say that. I just did it. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to do. Take some initiative out there, guys. If you think that like someone else is going to just do your whole thing for you, just going to backbone of someone else, not a good idea, dude. It's not a good idea. You got to do it yourself. And I don't have time to be answering questions like that. That's insane. Like if it is, then you can give me like $1,000 and I'll write up my whole thing, and I'll give you the whole way we do it. Same with the kids program. Now I've done it for a few people, like just because I wanted to, like, shout out to Jess Ray. I sent him like a whole bunch of stuff. You guys know Jess Ray Children. I don't know what the name of his school. Maybe it's actually I don't know what the name of his school is, but compete into finishers. You know, ADCC. The guy's a beast. But anyways, he was starting up his own school, and he's working on a kids program, and he was asking me questions about it. Right now, I needed one guy so I can just kind of hone it in for myself. So I gave him the whole spiel, told him what was going on, showed him my formats and all that crap. And then, you know, he's doing it his own way and running with it, you know, but that was one guy. Like, I'll do that one time for somebody just so I can get my own shit together. But then after that, it's like, hey, listen, I can't just give out all my information for free, you know, but that, again, that's different because that's like more of a business thing. But personal wise, like the guys who train here at the school, anybody, man, you train here at the school, dude, I want you to think like, this is a family. This is Finisher's family. So if you have something that's going on with your life and you need someone to talk to, like, you got to do it. You know, you got to talk to somebody. Health shit. You got to go to the freaking doctor. Like, I know I'm, you know, guilty of that too, but I got to make sure I'm getting to the doctor correctly and like getting myself checked out, because now it's different. Like, now I want to be healthy for my son and for my family and, you know, everybody that's there. So I got to take care of myself. Before, as you know, you treat your body like garbage. And what do you think's going to happen? If you treat yourself like shit, you're going to end up feeling like shit. You know, when you start drinking more water and taking care of yourself and eating more healthier foods, you just feel better overall. You feel like more euphoric, I think, in my opinion, you know, especially when you're outside in the sun and you're not just sitting around playing video games or jagging off to Reddit or whatever you guys do. So yeah, that's my spiel on it. So just anyone here dealing with shit, man, just talk to us, bro. Hit me up. Like, I might not be able to get back to you right away. Don't think I'm ignoring you, or hit up Andrew, or just, you know, be like, hey man, like, get in the groups and stuff. And you know, if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine too. Come to the dojo and just train. Put your mind to doing something else that isn't your normal life. Because when you're here and you're rolling, you're training, you're not thinking about your car breaking down. You're not thinking about, you know, your girl breaking up with you, or you're not thinking about shit like that. You're thinking about training, and you're just ribbing on the guys and the whole nine. So that's what I think. So definitely do that. Oh, good. Just talk to somebody, man, if you want. So that's like I said, that's what I got to say about that. But we also going to be bringing, if you're looking to also waste some time and you're just bored and you need shit to listen to, then the Now We Go podcast is going to be coming back, which is really good. I knew we'd bring it back eventually. A little bit different format. We're just going to be throwing on guys from the school. JM's going to be more, you know, on it. Me every now and then. Zach Makovsky. I'm sure a lot of the guys from the school, which would be dope. So look for that coming up soon. That'll be going up on the Old Finishers podcast, and I'll put it up on mine too. And I'm sure on YouTube I can find, as long as I'm getting more community guideline strikes, then we'll be good to go on that. So that's coming back. Shout out to Rubber Guard Assassins and Armbar Club. Sounds like both of those guys are going to be going on the wall pads, which is real dope. We're getting a whole bunch of new wall pads out there. He sent me one that just says Finishers HQ. That's literally along like 15 pads or something like that. He goes, this one's full hog. So I'm excited for that. So shout out to the sponsors. I believe they're going to be sponsoring Grace coming up for the Who's Number One Championship, which is really awesome. Watch Armbar. Go check on Armbar Club Assassins. Go check on Rubber Guard Assassins. They got a video up of Sid not too long ago, trashing the guy. It's also on my YouTube here in Rubber Guard, which is really dope. Armbar Club, shout out to Ted. Like I said, they're probably going to be sponsoring Grace. They're looking to sign her to a deal. So, I mean, that's all good news. I love working with Ted and all those guys over there. Sabrachi, I want to get, you know what? I got to get my wife. I want to get her a real gaudy chain. She doesn't want one like that, but I want to get it for her that has like Lorenzo, our son's name, just like across, like
super Italian.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want. That's why I want it. Cause like Lorenzo is Italian name. So I went, and she's Italian too. So I want to make sure I get that for her. So I got to talk to Sabrachi, see if he can make that in platinum or something like that. So that would be sick.
Are you going with Big L for the nickname?
I thought about that, but I know a couple Big L's already. So, you know, the main Big L and then also other Big L's. And it's cool. There's a lot of nicknames been pitched to me already, like Zoe, I don't like. LJ also don't like, you know. So people call him that shit, I'm going to be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? His name's Lorenzo. Or you could call him Enzo or Renzo.
Enzo's solid.
I like those. Those are cool. Yeah. But I'm not going to be dealing with like, yo, what up, LJ? Like, because his middle name's Joseph, Lorenzo Joseph. It's like, no. He's not Grandmama Larry Johnson. You know, that was cool, LJ. Remember that guy? Grandmama. He used to dress. You remember Larry Johnson back in the day in the NBA? You would remember him. He used to dress up like a grandma and dunk the ball.
Yes.
They called him Grandmama.
Was that during Don't Fake the Funk on the Nasty Dunk era?
I can't remember. It was a lot of NBA was actually cool back then. Also, too, fuck sports, fuck the Olympics, fuck all that shit. You know, I'm sick of all that crap. I'm sick of people talking about it. I'm sick of people weighing in on fucking Olympic athletes and shit that's going on. Like, that's like, shut the fuck up. You have no idea, first of all, what's going on with those people. Second of all, you know, there's all types of crazy ass rules because they're in Japan or wherever the hell they're at. The Olympics is so stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they have like dumbass sports in there that mean nothing. You know what I mean? It's like, oh man, someone's like, jiu-jitsu is going to be in the Olympics. Like, dude, first of all, don't hold your breath. It's going to be the corniest version of it at all time. Just watch UFC and stop playing around. Like, I can't watch basketball anymore. That's completely lost it. They sold out to China. The NFL has turned into a joke. Everybody's got to stand for something or kneel for something. It's like, shut up and play football, you fucking idiot. And then baseball is just boring, so who gives a shit? Oh, there's a fire going off. That's a local fire station going off. What were the other ones? Golf, don't watch. Tennis, don't watch. Women's volleyball, I'll watch that. The rest of the Olympic sports I could give a shit about. I will watch wrestling when it happens. When is that on? Or did that happen already? That hasn't happened.
The only thing I saw was volleyball.
Yeah, screw all that
China
shit,
beat
yeah.
Canada.
Ooh,
It was
wow,
in a bar.
yeah,
It was
Canada,
on
who
TV.
cares? I will watch the wrestling because that's interesting, but everything else is whack. Pro wrestling nowadays is super whack. Like, I'll watch, dude, you throw on, if you gave me the choice of watching a Game 7 LeBron versus whoever, I would rather watch, a random game, a random regular season game in the 90s by the Pistons versus the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't even care who's on the fucking team, but I'll watch it because they actually play defense and the guys weren't a bunch of crybaby bitches like LeBron. Like, you can't even touch the guy and he just falls over. Do you ever see Jordan do that? You ever see Jordan fake like he got hurt or anything like that? No, half the time he was too hurt and they were dragging him. They were trying to take him off the court. What a joke, dude. Anyways, I think Colby Covington would beat the shit out of LeBron, obviously, and I wish that he would. So, hey, did you hear Biden was in Pennsylvania?
I did see that.
Yeah.
I saw no one cared, and all the comments on everything, they were
Yes.
just like, yeah, fuck you, you stupid weirdo.
I heard people like, I hope he doesn't
Hide your
sniff my
kids.
kids.
Yeah. The comment section was great.
Yeah, I mean, before
No one cared he was in town at all.
they would be like Trump, like there would be like Trump was always like 50-50. People would be like, this guy's such an asshole, he hates women or whatever. And then there'd be like guys be like, yeah, Trump, blow him up, whatever. And then the Biden one,
No one cared. No one cared at all. I don't know anyone I know people that voted for him and didn't care that he was in town. I think this
man.
president is like Trump was hated by a lot of people and there was a lot of noise, but like Biden is just like you're like an embarrassing family member who's not supposed to be drinking at a picnic but keeps hiding beers behind the pine trees.
Remember the
That's
one
Biden.
when he was up there, he said something like, he's like, well, 50 million people died of the coronavirus.
How are they still letting him talk?
Yeah.
How about when he said the comments about his mom? Hey, you watching out there, mom? His mom's been dead.
Yeah. He's like, well, the last president, Trump, or the president when I was president, Trump. And then everyone's like, huh? He's like, a Freudian slip. I meant Obama. What? I mean,
he's
well,
crazy.
Kennedy was president. No, I don't know. The dude's losing it. And it's sad. It is sad.
It's weird watching our very first president who's also a lizard person.
Yeah. No, that's been happening, though. George Bush is a lizard.
That's true.
Hillary Clinton almost became president.
Yeah.
Bill Clinton, lizard people. There was one I was listening to. Like, I get into some rants and stuff. I did listen to the new Eddie Bravo Flat Earth thing, but then I was listening to one where it said, like, viruses are fake. They're not real. And I was like, man, these guys are going deep, dude. It's so fake. It's real, dude. So, yeah, you can't believe all conspiracy theories, too, man. There's a lot of shit that people are just totally gone with. It's like, but that's what it's forced to. You have to be totally off the edge that you think the whole thing is a psyop. And like it's, the whole thing, everything's a psyop. Or you're the other way where you just believe every single thing the mainstream says. So I'm somewhere in the middle and I just want to be left alone. And that's the main thing. We just want to be able to do our own thing. So what time we got anyways?
We're good. The timer went off. It is 4:42. So what do you
Oh,
have
nice.
to teach class?
Yeah, a couple minutes. I'll just finish up. I think I went over all the sponsors. This is what I wanted to talk about too. Mike was out on location today looking. We're going to be bringing back the Finishers Twister Blend coffee. So that'll be available. By the time this comes out, we'll have them, in a couple days after that, hopefully. So we're going to be looking at putting the coffee back out. The coffee shop is going to be getting worked on. Like I moved the sink around and stuff. So it's just, with the Bay, I only got so much time. So you got to make it count, but I do have a lot of work going on here at the school. There's always stuff. Hopefully the ring gets finalized soon and then we'll be ordering those wall pads in the cage and everything. So Finishers MMA HQ, always stepping it up. Zach Makovsky, JM Holland, the whole crew over here. Zach's running. The reason why I mentioned him first, I've been thinking about the MMA program. So if you guys are looking to get an MMA, finishersmma.com. Andrew will get back to you. He's running the office. We got artists and Joel, Mike teaching kickboxing. Reggie's here on Tuesday nights. Man, the squad's deep. There's shit going on here. There's people be here all day. I'm not even around, which is awesome, So yeah, I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I missed. I don't think so. I got little Bam Bam coming in today, so I'll be working out with him, I think. Yeah, man, I'm just excited to keep doing shit, man. Like, guys, I know, like, there's a lot of people going through some heavy shit right now, and it's never going to be 100% good. You know, there's always going to be something where you think like, oh, I can't catch a break, or whatever the situation is. You'd always be like, man, I just can't catch a break. Eventually you will, man. I'm telling you, like, things can just keep going bad. I mean, that always is a possibility, but I think it's partially your mindset. If you start thinking to yourself like, hey, you know, and you gain some perspective on like what you think your problems are comparable to what some people are actually going through, I think you'd really start to see. And that's kind of what pissed me off about this country, when people are just constantly shitting on it and shitting on the United States. And it's like, you have zero perspective. Your parents were rich and you're rich, and you got money, and you just sit back and, you know, say all the things that you think's wrong with it, but you've never actually been in the trenches, my friend. You've never actually had to, you know, find a job, and actually someone wouldn't wipe your ass if you lost your job or whatever. You never had to do a hard job and learn a lesson, or put yourself back through school, or pay your school off, or drive a shitty car, or live in the back of your business, or live in your car, or live in a place that doesn't have a shower, or wear the same clothes for years, you know, or whatever. You never had to do that shit. So it's easy for people like that to just say whatever they want. Like, oh yeah, I would just do this. Oh really? It's been easy for you your whole life. Would you though? You wouldn't do shit. And that's why a lot of people talk a big game about fighting, and they don't fight, because it's nice to sit around and talk about it. It's another thing to actually do it. You know, it's another actually thing to be in there, you know, and it's easy to talk shit when you're in the stands. And I'm guilty of it too. Say, oh man, I would have did this, or I can't believe Ryan Hall did that, or I can't believe fucking blah, 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 blah. Why didn't Grace blah, 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 blah? Well, guess what? How would you know what it feels like? Maybe they made a decision because of something they were feeling at the time. You have no idea. Same with that chick who was in the Olympics that everybody's making a big deal out. Who gives a shit? It's her fucking life. If she wants to leave, then leave. You know what I mean? It's on her. If I was her coach, I'd be sad, but I mean, she's stopping for a reason. She has something going on that she doesn't want to compete right now. So that's on her. Who cares? It's her life. And I'm sure, you know, she probably wanted to compete, but maybe she doesn't. Maybe she fucking doesn't. You know, one day Grace ain't going to compete, and people are going to be like, whoa, what happened to Grace? Maybe she wanted to stop, you know? So live your life, people. Zach's Corner podcast. Hopefully we're going to get Makovsky on here too one night. And you know, because his name is Zach too, so we can keep it going. So thanks again to everybody out there who listens to the podcast. We appreciate you guys. Check out finishersmma.com. All things Never Again Radio, Never Again Studio, Armbar Club, Rubber Guard Assassins, Sabrachi, everybody out there. Fuji mats if you need mats, whatever you want. Like I said, we got the Bret the Hitman stuff on sale. Shopfinishers.com for all things finishers swag. But I appreciate you guys. Peace.